Welcome, heroes. In this video, we'll be going over my GenCon 2024 experience, and a big part of it is about Heroscape. I dove into Heroscape just this year, and it's been such a blast. Community's so awesome. And so when I heard that Renegade was bringing it back into production, and that they were going to be at GenCon, I was like, I gotta go experience this because it's a big point for Heroscape. It's coming back, so it's very exciting. I wanted to be there for it. If you don't know what Heroscape is, it is like the best game ever. Well, yeah, a lot of people would say that. It's an awesome game. It was produced in 2004 by Hasbro and went to 2010. So only like 6 years, but it was so good that the community continued to play it to this day without any official production because it's just so good. I play it with my son. He loves it, which is cool because he's 6, and so he's able to play this game and understand it. But also adults can get into the, really deep into it and play competitively. It coming back, after 14 years now, long time, really exciting. On to my experience with GenCon. I flew out of Utah into Indiana, and the first thing I see when I get into the airport is a huge sign of GenCon. It's like, oh, this is exciting. This is real. It's happening. Let's get to it. So when you go into the convention center, one of the first things I saw and noticed is this huge Heroscape banner. When you're coming down these escalators, you're like, whoa, there it is. Can't miss that. And you open up their little pamphlets and they have a huge page on it. You're like, oh, look at that. There's Lovietek. Heroscape, here it is. And walking around, people have the little tote bags, and there's just thousands and thousands of all Heroscape. So Renegade went all out on advertising Heroscape's back, so you couldn't miss that. It's everywhere, so very cool. So one of the first places you wanted to go was to the Renegade booth to see Heroscape. So you walk up in there, oh, it's so cool. They had huge statues of Raylin and Lovietek. They're massive, standing by those things, super cool. I heard it was, it was something that took a good 6 months or so to design. Like, there was a lot that went into these statues. Super cool. So I'm sure they'll be back around next year at GenCon to be able to see them if you missed them. So really fun experience seeing those. And there's just Heroscape everywhere. They had this huge tiles built out. And there's hundreds and hundreds of tiles to showcase terrain and the figures, and then they had a table where you could do some demos on and play. So that was really cool to see, and so new people seeing it. Ran into lots of people that were like, wow, look, Heroscape's back. That's right, Heroscape is back, and if you're wanting to order a master set or the battle box or any of the new waves coming out soon, I do have an affiliate link in the bottom. By using that, just helps out the channel so I can make more content like this. And the other thing they had there that was really cool is that is a display case with all the new stuff, and then also of the new storylines coming out of this year and a bunch that are coming out next year. Really cool to see those. There was a sneak peek that I was able to go to, which was really awesome to see because they went through the plans for 2025 and even into 2026 a little, and showing all the figures that they have planned, which is get all of Age of Annihilation, those original designs out, as well as some new designs that they have in the works, which there's some common squads that are really cool, some like crustacean crabs and bunch of other stuff. So really cool stuff. Very excited to see all of those come out. If you want me to go more in depth on that, let me know in the comments. I took notes of that sneak peek, so I could share that stuff if somebody wanted to hear more about it. But that was really awesome, and it's just really cool to be in there. It's very exciting. The energy about it, about what's to come. And Renegade's vision and their whole team just really sees a very exciting future for Heroscape. And it was cool to experience that feeling. You know, it's one of those things like you had to be there to experience it. But it's very exciting. So I'm super excited to see what's to come with all their organized play and all the figures coming out. It's going to change the meta, the way everything goes. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see how things develop. And there's going to probably be so many new players coming in, which will be exciting. It's going to grow the community because it is a really awesome community to be involved in. Everybody's super nice, super friendly, and it's a real good time for sure. I've really enjoyed it. I like competitive gaming, so it's a good place for me. All right, let's talk about the tournaments. They had one every day, and Saturday there was 2. They also had like battle box events, so if you were new trying to learn the game, you could go to these little events and play and learn. So that's cool too. So the first day we did the Chiefs game. You know, it was like 500 points, and you could bring anything, and it was 4 rounds. So I brought Grimneck, Heavy Gruts, Nirak. That was a blast. It went well for me. I went 4-0. There was a good 40, 50, I don't know, so people. Like, there's a lot. It was huge. A lot of fun. Also, for all of these, pretty much I have a video for, so I'll be putting those out later, so you can watch those if you like watching the step-by-step progression of the tournament battles. So anyways, so that was a lot of fun. What was crazy though is every round Renegade was giving out, you know, master sets, battle boxes. They're just giving out huge ones, and they just call a random person. So I was super excited to see that. You know, it's like, oh, maybe it'll be me this round. But it's cool too. You see like a little kid win a huge master set painted premium, and it's like, wow, that's cool. It's how excited that kid was, you know. So very exciting. Just cool just being there. You have a chance to win prizes. Day 2 was the uniques only battle, 400 points, and you only could have unique figures, which everybody had bears basically. Like, that was the meta. If you had bears and Alistar or Irene, you know, you were probably gonna win. Which, that was a lot of fun. I ended up going 3-1, lost to some samurai, made a bad move in the beginning that lost me 2 of my bears. So I was done for. But anyways, super cool format, and it was just fun to play. And again, you just prizes, it was fun, you know, tons of people just having a good time playing Heroscape. Then the third day, which was Saturday, there was 2 events on that day. The first was the AOA only, which was a lot of fun, so very showcasing all the new stuff. Again, bears were the winners. So, but they were also kind of more of a scenario type thing, like capture the flag or zones. And that was a lot of fun playing, having a second win condition. And on that one, I ended up going 3-0, which was a lot of fun. Just going with the bears, having a lot of fun, fighting it out. And then later in the day, there was the championship. It was 6 rounds, uniques only again. So you had a little practice the day before playing uniques only, so you knew what worked and what didn't work. So the bears are back. And that was a blast. Crazy, probably the biggest tournament ever. A lot of fun. And they're giving out tons of cool prizes during that. They gave out a bunch of the original painted figures, so you could win a cool figure, one of a kind, really cool. And there's trophies for it, and they were giving out more battle boxes and master sets. So it was a lot of fun. I think that day I won a master set, which was really cool. And then I went 5-1. It was a good time. Went really well. Lost to Noble Nick. Shout out to him. And I ended up in 9th place, just missing barely by my strength of schedule to get into the top 8. So then they did the top 8 and whittled everybody down to the last 2, and ended up being Chris Perkins taking the win. So shout out to him. He got a seat for the World Championship next year. So really cool though. cool atmosphere, just so much energy, so much excitement around it. A lot of fun. So definitely was worth it going for me. It was an awesome experience. I'm definitely going to be going back next year to go to GenCon. A lot of fun, and then be there for Heroscape World Championship. It's going to be really cool. And shout out to the Renegade team. They're really awesome. It was awesome to meet everybody in person, talk to them one-on-one. I talked to just about everybody that was there, and they're really awesome. You can tell that they really are excited about Heroscape, and they have a huge vision. They've have booked out over a year of what the future comes, that they shared too, let alone who knows what else they have in store. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. If you're into Heroscape already, be excited about it. If you're looking into it, now's an awesome time to get into it, so you can be part of it coming back. Thank you for watching. This is a little bit of my GenCon experience, and hopefully you enjoyed it as well, learned something from it. If you have any questions or like to know more about anything, just put it in the comments. And until next time, be the hero of game night.